Here he is. You still got some munchies. There we go. There we go. Good morning, Jamsler. Good morning, Kate. How's it going? How we do? Good morning, Thomas and Saffron and Hetland. Good morning, Joe. I am very today. I know I am on most days, but today more than most. Oh yeah, I thought it is quite hot for a second then. Good morning, Zara. How's everyone doing? Maybe I should get your... Fifi's ears are quite warm. It does feel like one of those days that it's like just waiting to get a little bit warmer. Good morning, Limewood and Laura and Rob. I'm EP. I woke up at 5 a.m, looked at the clock inside. Next thing I know, it's 7:30. I had very much the same experience, I think. Good morning, Rob. Morning, Tom. So, good morning, Monday. Alex he had to get a 5:30 train this morning, and he was up at 4:30 or something, or maybe even 4, and I just couldn't sleep. So I was lying there and I was just trying to lie super still, so that, because I'm a I'm a tosser and a turner, so I was trying to lie still and just sort of be relaxed, if not asleep, but it just wasn't working. So I was still awake till 3:30 in the morning, and then I managed to fall asleep, and then obviously got woken up because Alex was asleep. No, wait, the other one, he was waking up, and then I just couldn't sleep because then he wasn't there, and I'm a needy little gremlin, so I just sort of lay awake, and then the sun was up and it was day, and then I fell asleep finally, and then I only woke up about 10 minutes ago, so so I've sort of had about 4 hours of sleep, just dotted around at various times throughout the night and morning. So yeah, I'm just a bit what's happening? The earliest train I've ever had to get was 4:30 in the morning. Back when I used to work on Downton Abbey, if I was just doing dailies, I would have to get up to get the train at 4:30 to get into London in time to start on set. But it was either that or get a slightly later train, and it would be really tight to get in. So I used to get there a bit early, and then I would have a nap in the loo. The glamorous lifestyle of film and TV. We had a huge storm and the cat was meowing all night, so not much sleep either. Oh no. Oh no. Could never do a commute like that. I could only do it because it was a day every now and then. It wasn't a permanent, but I just remember there being one day when, because we used to live, how long did it take? It was a 20-minute walk to the station, I think. We used to live in a part of Bristol called Totterdown, and you would literally totter down to the station because it was all uphill. So it was fine in the morning going down that way. But I remember there was a day when it was absolutely pouring down with rain, and I was having to carry all my assisting equipment walking through Bristol, and I was just why do I do this? Why do I do this stupid job? I could just work in an office and to get up in 5 hours time and be sat in a warm place. Good morning, David. Little did I know one day I'd be a streamer with a commute of a minute as I either walk downstairs or into the room where the computer is. Should get an Alex body pillow when he's away. One with an arm you can wrap around yourself. I've seen those, like the boyfriend pillows. Gerry, do you want more? There you go, baby boy. Are you pretending you want more and now you're going to leave? Okay. Oh, little guy. Thank you to Hansan. Thank you very much for the 74 months. Good morning. I don't know how you say 74. The only number that Duolingo has taught me is 25, which isn't that. But yes. 74. Ah, okay. That would be a logical choice. There you go, Fifi. There you go, Fifi. I'll wait until Gerry's hungry for the rest, and I will get you an ice pod because your ears are blooming warm. Das ist mehr aus ein Jahr. So wait, that is wait, is mehr anymore? Is that's not a year anymore? Is that what that means? That is more than a year? More than 1 year, specifically. Because I know if you're saying like, what is it? Like, oh, maybe I've forgotten. Like, ich habe kein Kopfschmerzen mehr. Is that like, I don't have a headache anymore? And I know mehr from Mehrfamilienhaus, which is apartment building? Or is it? Yeah. Which I guess is like more family house because there's more families in the building? Question mark? Ah, mehr is more and nicht mehr is not anymore. Oh, okay. That makes sense. That makes sense. Though I love it when you can sort of like put words together and just sort of be like, oh, I can sort of break this down into, I know these two words. Like it taught me like free time just being, what is it, Freizeit? Just like free and time just put together. And I was like, well, that makes sense. That's what we've done. But yeah. I do like when I can muddle through a sentence in a sort of way. Hello. I was a little bit better with my Duolingo the last couple of days because I was desperate to stay in the Diamond League. So I powered through loads of sentences and loads of practices even. But yeah, when I was like awake last night, actually, I was thinking about ways I could try and help learn a bit more German in a more practical way than Duolingo. Not practical as in actually going out and speaking it. That's too practical. But things like like, oh, if I could buy a simple German book or something, like morning Bulba, like what you call it, like a children's book or something, but something one up from our pig, our cow, something that had like a little bit more something to it, but wasn't too much. But I imagine it's quite spenny to get that sort of thing imported over. An Asterix comic should be doable, I think. Oh, okay. Beep, beep, beep. Comics are good too, pictures help define context. That does make sense. Yeah, a big pig, a big cow. Yeah, that's more my level. I'm getting there. Although I don't know the word for cow. Does Bristol ever do German continental markets? You could speak it there. I do actually. I have a friend of a friend who is German, who is in Bristol, who I've met twice. But I also have a friend of a friend who's German, who's coming to stay for a week or so in Bristol. So I was saying to my friend, when they're over, can I just come and talk to them, please? And they're a linguist, so I think they might be able to do some good teaching, or at least would understand maybe how to teach a child, which is essentially what I am. Worse than a child, because children are better at learning. But yeah. Check eBay. That's a good shout, actually. I hadn't thought about checking something like eBay. Hello. Powering through some classic literature might help. I was thinking maybe if I could get a German book of a book that I know really well, maybe that could be a thing, because then I would know the general context and might be able to, extrapolate from there. The problem I have is that the same with Pride und Prejudice. Yes, perfect. Genau. Did I say good morning hours, or did I just think it? German Stormlight Archive. I would probably give up with that too, in the same way that I gave up with the original. Morning, nerd. I spent the night watching a docu-series about the evolution of life on Earth. Oh, I'm sorry you've got an ear infection. That is stinky. I also have the problem with, like, I was thinking about this yesterday when I'm currently reading a, Greek myth book again. And I realized that there are so many names in it that I've just assumed how to pronounce them. Whereas probably if I ever had to actually say stuff out loud, I'd be like, I can stab a guess at this, but probably not so good. T. Look at you. Look at this baby boy. Look at he. Little guy. Me saying Hermione as a kid. Yeah, I think that's one of the classic ones. Oh my goodness, she's zooming. She's zooming around. Thank you. Hello. How are those ears doing, though? Oh my gosh, speaking of crazy women, that reminds me, Artemis came out of her shell again a bit last night. I was sat in with her, and she's become a little bit of a criminal all of a sudden. Oh, I know. All the boys in my life are just squishy little angels, and all the women are mad. It's always the way it goes, isn't it, Gerry? But yeah, she's started trying to chew out of her cage, so I think I'm going to definitely have to move her into a glass tank. But to be fair, she doesn't have the proper setup at the moment, so what I need to do is move her out of her current one and then fill it up properly. And I need to get to B&Q and buy some tiles and put those around the outside of her tank enclosure, I should say, because it's not a proper tank. And yeah, hopefully that will stop her chewing out a little bit once it's got deep enough bedding and is all good. Because her setup isn't really, well, firstly because she was on pregnancy watch, so she couldn't be in a proper setup, but also I need to buy some extra Hompter bits because her setup was a bit of a rush. So I just need to see what she can actually have. And it wouldn't hurt to get a few more bits for Fauna whilst I'm at it. Just get a few more hump to bits in general. But annoyingly, all the sort of shops that I would need to go to are all drivable places rather than get toable places by public transport. So yeah. Fifi, is there a reason you're eating the carpet? Any reason in particular? Fifi. Fifi. I'm just telling you not to. I guess I can reward your bad behaviour with a few more pellets as I've got them here. See if Gerry would be wanting them. I was also thinking about learning sign language just because I think it would be a very useful skill to have. Fifi, you've got something in your eye. Can I get it, please? There we go. She gets such goopy eyes because she doesn't have proper eyelashes. Can I get your head out of there so I can give some to Gerry, please? There we go. Dear oh dear. I always wanted to learn Spanish, but I'm lazy. I think it also is just difficult to learn. I mean, it's more difficult to learn languages in adulthood. So it does become... Like, I was terrible at languages in school as well. Because I don't think the British school system is really set up in a way to entice you to... I tried to say entice and inspire it the same way. I tried to just say entire. The entirety of the language is not taught in an enticing way. Beep, boop, boop. I saw a metal show recently with a live sign language interpreter. Ah, cool. Blimey, that must have been a lot. I mean, I feel like with a lot of metal, I don't even know the words. Let alone, having it interpreted. It's like there's one line from a Longest John's song that I keep on meaning to look up. Because I always sing what I hear, but I know that it isn't that because it wouldn't make any sense for it to be it. Morning, Refrigerator. It's like, it's in the Hammer and the Anvil song. And I sings what I hears, which I guess is how people used to learn shanties rather than being able to Google the lyrics. But yeah, one day I'll know the actual words. But now you've got to tell us. I think it's like the third verse. I'm trying to think how it starts. Actually, maybe you can just look it up for me and I'll trust you to tell me the truthful lyrics. But it's like... Oh, what is it? It's when he says... Okay, I'll tell you the line that I always mishear it for. It always sounds like... I think it's the chorus that the verse that Dave sings, maybe, and it sounds like he says, "But chat, I know the hammer is the nobler thing to wield," and I'm like, but they're not streaming it, they're not talking to chat, but it always sounds to me like he says, "But chat, I know the hammer is a nobler thing." Is it much as I know? That makes so much more sense. Because, yeah, I've literally every single time when I'm singing it, I sing it as if I'm singing it to chat. But I can't think what the line before it is to set it up. Because then after that is that the take your hammer, take your anvil, take your very soul. But yeah, Remember when me and my cousin were young and didn't know English so well, we made it whereas it sounded like the lyrics in English. Yeah, it's like the Ken Lee amazing rendition of that song. Oh, I thought to make a broadsword for fighting on the field. But chat, I know, the hammer is a nobler thing to use, to wield. But yeah, it's Gerry's got another thing that I want to wriggle out of his butt floof. But he won't be happy with me, but he's in a really good position if I had both hands. I need to just start putting the camera on a little tripod in the morning for the bunny streams so I can harass Gerry. I'm going to put you... Oh, there you go. There you go. Can they still see you? They can still see you. Okay, I'm going to wriggle this out now, Gerry Bear. Fear not, baby boy. Oh, you're being very brave. You're being so brave. You just got the fluffiest little bum in the world, haven't you? I know. Almost there, baby boy. There we go. There we go. I got it. He's just got a bum that's prone to getting stuff stuck in it. Because I guess that's where all the floof gathers. You're like Zeus, cloud gatherer, but you are Gerry, butt floof gatherer. Oh. Distract you with cuddles quick. You're starting to realise what's occurring. You got something in your cheek as well. There we go. There we go. Good baby. Just gonna have another quick go under there. There we go. Okay, that'll do for now. That'll do. Good work, Gerry. Good work. Tea. There we go. Oh my goodness. What a little guy. Maybe you could get a clip-on stand for your phone so you could fasten it to a chair or something. Oh, maybe. Mayhoms. I'm learning Norwegian at the moment. It's taught so much better than languages in the UK. Yeah, honestly, it's like I think just our school system in general is there for, it's just what's it called? It's just repeating and remembering rather than actual learning or like trying to entice you to learn things. They just want you to, you're doing things to pass an exam rather than doing things for the joy of education, which is just not a good way to do it. It's nice. Yeah, it's nice when you actually, like, once you've found something that you actually enjoy learning about, it can be so much easier to actually read things that you it's based more about assessment, yeah, rather than actually giving you a passion for learning. Sorry, I am so invested in just playing with Gerry's butt floof right now. This poor boy is tolerating so much. He will tolerate a lot of things if he's getting little bits of cuddles in between. Oh, Gerry. I had a bad dream about Gerry, I just remembered. I had a dream that he had rolled onto his back and I was thinking, oh God, has he stunned himself? Is he okay? How's he doing? He was just like, he couldn't get up and I was thinking, you can't get up that particular time or you cannot get up. And I had a dream about something completely unrelated, but I can't remember what it was. I think it was probably about repo though. I think it was about carrying a potion or something. He's not a tortoise, it's true. It's true. My German teacher made us role play things like checking into a hotel. We often watch films. Yeah, that sort of stuff. Good morning, Cosmic. That sort of stuff would have been more fun rather than just copy this down off of the board and then memorize it and then have learned it. You're like, oh, okay. Hello. I can see me in your eye. What are you thinking? You know you don't know. What's going on in that head, eh? Do you know what's going on today? You suddenly realise that I've been stealing your butt floof this whole time? I tell you what we watched last night. We watched a show called, well, the first episode of a show called Adolescence, which is the new, is it Stephen Graham TV show? Oh my gosh, I could bloomin', oh, it's so good. It is so good. I mean, it's an upsetting subject, and the show itself is upsetting, but from a production point of view, it's marvelous. It's adolescent CE on the end. Youth, rather than the youths. But it's just like watching some of the shots and just, well, I say some of the shots, it's literally first things first. Apparently every episode is a oneer. And just like the stuff that they do in that first shot, like I'm so glad that oneers are making a comeback, it seems, at the moment. I don't know if it's just I've happened to watch a lot of things that have them, but oh my gosh, am I a big fan of the one shot. It's we've also been watching a show called Studio. Sometimes I find myself looking at words or trying to say words and the German pronunciation takes over, and I'm like, I've said these words the same way for years, and now my brain is like, Studio. Ein Schlüssel für das Fitnessstudio. I'm like, no. What is the other one? Like today, when I see certain names, like as soon as I see Laura, for instance, earlier, my brain is like, Laura. But you have a bone to pick with me? Wait, what did I do? What did I do? I ain't done nothing. You can't prove it. Do some shows get ruined for you with terrible production most people won't notice? Yes. Like, sort of. But then it can also, I've started calling things spenny and my colleagues don't understand. I was worried it was going to be that you've started saying, like, it costs a lot of money. I would take spenny over that. It costs quite a lot. But yeah. Not about languages, but the passion for learning thing reminded me of a fad I started in middle school geography class, where I'd have a research project about a country. I'd research the local cuisine and bring in dishes to share. See, that's a good way to, like, because I learn a lot by association with things, like with, well, like I said the other day, like the fact that, like, there is in German, or like, is like, es gibt, always makes me remember it, because I think of it being like it's giving. So I think having those sorts of associations do help you a bit if you have something that you can. It's like how smell can be one of the most powerful remembering tools, because an association that you have with a smell will help you to remember it a lot weller, a lot more good. But yeah, what was I saying? Oh yeah, I think with adolescence, sometimes it can also, like, production being bad can ruin it a bit because you're thinking about it. But sometimes the production being too good can make you think about it, like, can just really take you out of it as well, because you're just thinking, like, there was a shot the other day that I saw. What was it on? Oh no, it was Studio. So I think it's the second episode of Studio, which is called The Oneer. And all of that episode is done in one take, one shot. And there was just a bit at the beginning where I literally had to do that stupid thing that I hate doing, but the production brain kicks in and I had to be like, stop, go back. How did they do that? I need to see that shot again. Because how? Like, how the heck have they done this? I need to immediately just start looking up behind the scenes and find out the information as to how this is possible. Because, yeah, some of that. And it was the same with adolescence, like watching it and just going, they must have had, like, I don't even know where the focus puller could have been. I reckon the focus puller must have just had to have been in a car that followed them to the main thing with a separate screen and then settled down in the second location. Because they travel between two locations and it's all held in a one shot. And the only time that I think the take was slightly bodged, I think at one point the focus puller pulled slightly early. I think they missed one cue, but the rest of it, other than perhaps a stumbled line, which could be put down to just performance, it is, oh, chef's kiss. It's so good. But yeah, I would definitely recommend it. But it was definitely one of those, like, annoying production people like me will gush about it. They mix together takes, I think. No, not in this. Even, I mean, in things like 1917, is that the war film? One of the 19s. In that, they did like 12-minute takes, and then there's like crosses and stuff like that, like where people wipe across the screen, and that was cuts. But with adolescence, it's all one. I think there is a later episode where they do, like, they cross the line and they go behind someone, but apparently even then they didn't cut. They actually used that because obviously they're crossing the line and they've lit people from one particular angle. They actually used that wipe to change the lighting in like 5 frames. They just moved across. But yeah. Oh my gosh, it is so good. It's very good. But yeah, I would recommend. And the performances are stunning, amazing, top notch. I guess they would have to be very good actors to not... I mean, imagine just like having to be on for what, like 54 minutes and not mess up a single line, because otherwise everyone has to reset every single thing again. Like, imagine getting into the 53rd minute and having a line. You'd be like, oh geez. So Sounds so stressful to work on. I remember, like, they used to love. I mean, they obviously never did a Holby in a one shot, but they did. Holby was quite well known for its long walk and talk type shots, and they would like have things that would start off like there would be two people stood either side of someone's bed, and then it would pull back, and then it would go all the way through the hospital, like down corridors and spin round and land in someone's office and stuff like that. And bear in mind, Holby was all a tethered camera, so I was having to, like, when it was my episodes, I was having to cable bash that entire journey. Like, they wouldn't, it was very rare that they would allow you to do something wireless and just be like transmitting image somewhere else. They would always like it to be cabled. So you would have like, yeah, just the mad dash of trying to cable bash all of it, and you'd end up with, because how long were the cables were always like, I think we had 30 foot, and sometimes you would have two put together because the shot was so long. So having to cable bash a 60-foot long shot sure was something. But it was a very good place to learn. Old Holby was, you definitely learnt by do on that show. But yeah, imagine the train track scene from Wallace and Gromit. Yeah. But it was a good one. But yeah, no way that adolescence was cabled, because they literally like get into cars and stuff and do whole journeys. And Alex we were like looking at it thinking, is this particular room a set? Were they removing walls? Were they doing this sort of stuff? But you actually just see them go into the building. So you're like, I think it's just genuinely a police station and they just had to figure it out. It's just, yeah, it's very well done. Would recommend, even if you just watch the first episode. It's very good. But it's just nice because we've been trying to watch something recently that nothing really has been grasping us. Like Mythic Quest is one of those ones that we watched one episode ages ago when it first came out. And it just wasn't our sort of thing. And then we saw that it's got like 4 seasons now, so we were like, should we give it the second episode a go? But it's just not good. It's just not our sort of thing. And then we were trying to watch like Ted Lasso, because we never watched the final series of that, but just nothing's really been sticking. So yeah, it was nice watching something that was gripping. It's very tense, very good. But I obviously have to wait until Alex is back now to watch the rest of it. Started watching Yellow Jackets. Alex watched that a while ago. I've not seen it though, but I sort of know the premise. Basically waiting for a new Black Mirror's still going? Huh? But yeah, I never got Ted Lasso. I liked the first series. I think it did go off a bit in the second. I've worked with, this is my name drop for the name that I've forgotten the name of. I worked with the grumpy man from Ted Lasso. I don't remember the actor's name. But the one who is just like, in the first series, he's one of the players and he grunts and swears a lot. I did a short film that, not Coach Beard, it was one of the, does his name begin with K? Is he like Ken or something? But he's very grumpy. Roy Kent, that's the one. The Krampus. Yeah, I worked with that fella on a short film that was him and Aisling B. And I can't even remember. It's about the two of them getting back from a date together, and one of them has a tattoo that they don't want the other one to see or something, and it's all this build up to them seeing this tattoo, but I can't remember anything about it, to be honest. I don't think I even watched the finished film. I don't know if it's available to watch anywhere. But yeah, that is the unicorn t-shirt one. But yeah, we watched all of season 2 of Severance, and it just like I like, it's one of those things that I know that the production's good and I know the acting's good, but I can't bring myself to get into it the way other people get into it. Not to poo-poo it at all. You know, like different shows for different folks sort of thing, but it was one of those things that at the end of an episode I never really felt like, oh, I have to know. I was just like, I could forget to watch this. Whereas I know Kirsty feels very much the opposite that I do. Come on in, Dunk. I've been watching that Last One Laughing show. I've been meaning to watch the Irish version of that, because I reckon that could be good. I love a good documentary. Can I recommend to you my favourite documentary? King of Kong. It's, hello, I didn't know you were up on the sofa. What are you doing? I worked with the art department for seasons 2 and 3 of The Tunnel, which had the actor who played Stannis on Game of Thrones. Oh, I've not seen Game of Thrones, so I don't know who Stannis is. But it is funny when you see people on telly and you're like, oh. I used to get it with, because of having the extras on Holby, that occasionally I'll be watching a TV show, like something set completely somewhere else, and I'll just be looking and I'll be like, hang on a minute, I know them, and they're just from Holby. Like I saw one of the Holby extras on an advert recently, and that always used to take me out of things, because I'm like, I know they're not really a doctor. They used to work in the shop in Holby City. Or something, yeah. It is silly. Frozen Planet will always be my favourite. Those ones are great. He's the games master and Sean Bean's dad. Oh, the horror film with Hugh Grant as the killer was a weird vibe. I can imagine Hugh Grant being a murderer, though. He's got a touch of the psychopath about him. Where is Bonnie? Where is Banu? I don't know what to do after this stream today. Can't just say that. Well, he does. I think he's got more acting range than he's given credit for a lot of the time, because he just played heartthrobs for so long. But I think he could do a good job. He's played some fun villains recently. Yeah. He's have a nap kind of day. I've got to go into the office for the afternoon, which is why I'm not doing a stream. But also, hello Vivi, because Alex isn't here. I just never know what to do with myself when I'm left alone in the house. It's one of those things that I'm very much like, why are you pushing me out the way? Like, if I'm cooking for Alex and I'll happily be like, darling, I've done a 3-course meal. I've made soup from scratch and I baked bread rolls and here we are. And then as soon as I'm here, I'm like, well, I guess maybe I'll open up a packet of crackers that have been already open for 2 months at the back of the cupboard. I guess I'll just do that then. Yes, I'm having toast for dinner. Not even toast, I'll just eat frozen bread. It'll be, yeah, I just don't really know what to do when left to my own devices. Gerry's pooping. Gerry's pooping. And I think a bunch of people are off to see the Minecraft movie in the evening, so no one will be around after the office. But I think where's she going off to? Where are you sneaking off to at this hour? Try a recipe you've been wanting to that Alex doesn't like. Alex loves pretty much all food. I'm the one that's picky with food is the problem. He'll happily have anything. He's more of a Fifi when it comes to food and I'm more of a Gerry. I don't know if there's any. Can I think of anything he actually doesn't like? He doesn't like when rose flavouring is too strong. I think that's the only thing. But other than that, I can't think of any time that he's not been keen on food. And to be honest, neither do I. I just have a slightly higher tolerance of rose-flavoured things than he does. But back when the office used to be in its old location, there used to be this donut company that I would pick up donuts and I would take them in. And sadly they're closed. Their food used to be amazing. They were called Mighty Food Fight. And I used to pick up the donuts, and one time I picked up rose donuts. And he was like, oh, no, I'm not that keen. But other than that, I don't think I've ever known him to not like a food. I've been recently made redundant. I'm like, I don't know what to do. I used to get like that when I worked on production, and obviously I was between jobs a lot because you just have to be waiting for the next thing to come in. And I was always at such a loose end. But yeah. But yes. But I'm sure I'll find something to do. Most of it will probably just be sitting and staring at a wall, because that's what I tend to do when I don't have anyone to body double. So I'll probably get some good staring done today. Right. I'm the opposite. I always have so many projects to do when I'm free. I'm just like, oh, I could walk to the shop and get a loaf of sourdough. That would be a nice treat. But then that's walking. And then I have a whole loaf of bread to eat by myself. Yeah, I was saying Rob invited me to play Repo. But sometimes when I'm alone in the house, I get too scared to be sat on the computer. So it will depend how brave I'm feeling. Morning, doodles. I'm just like... I guess it's one of those things that it feels like a bad thing to do if you're alone, to like cover up some of your senses and then sit in a corner with your back to the door. And that's how, I know it sounds so paranoid, but that's how I feel whenever I go on the computer when I'm alone in the house. I'm like, someone could just come in and I would have just covered my ears and exposed myself. Hang on, is that Gerry chewing that box? I can see Fifi. My goodness. Okay, let's see if I can summon the boy. Gerry! Gerry! I know you'll always want food. I know you want the food. I know. Look at this hungry kangaroo. Gerry! Gerry! There we go. Now I got the both of yours. Okay, Gerry, I tried to simplify it today because you weren't keen yesterday. So, would you like... You would not like. You would like? I got you some pepper, but then I also separated out the coriander. So you don't have to rummage through it if you want coriander. Because I don't know if that was what was putting you off yesterday. Okay. Do you want to try coriander? There we go. Hello, baby boy. Don't get distracted. Fifi doesn't like eating cherry tomatoes, but Gerry likes cherry tomatoes. The only thing they can't have any of the vine because that's poisonous. But they can have cherry tomatoes, just a little bit of them if they do so wish. But usually, it's the one thing that I know Fifi to turn down is cherry tomatoes. Boop. Whereas Gerry quite likes them. So she used to turn down pepper and now she really likes it. So I don't know if she could be persuaded eventually, but to be honest, I like cherry tomatoes so much they don't usually last very long in the house. Although we do have some at the moment. Fifi, you're on my foot. Oh. Do you like that? I see. I see how it is. Oh my gosh. I guess I'm going to spend a portion of the day trying to sort through even more VODs, which is my life at the moment. Doing what I can before the 19th of April. But it's just trying to make like Blooming thumbnails for everything as well. The endless VOD pile, it do be. It do be. Oh yeah. There's a little bit of stick there if you want it. Gerry's just licking the pepper juice off of the blanket that he spilled everywhere. I really want to get that little tuft under your chin, Fifi. Gerry, do you want this? Yeah. Good baby boy. There you go. Fifi. The 19th is when Twitch purges your saved highlights. So I had 1,700 hours to go through in less than 2 months, because that is the allotted time that Twitch have given everyone to sort through and save everything out before it is all deleted, unfortunately. All those VODs I carefully saved for years. Yeah. Seeing Jennifer on the VOD YouTubers. Oh, it was really sweet. Yeah. There's some videos that I'm trying to just save, like keep as highlights, because I think it'd be nice to have. Oh, she's gone back to your pepper. I dread to think what mess she's made on the carpet there, Gerry. Yeah, I would like to keep some stuff saved as highlights, because I think it would be nice to just keep it on Twitch. But yeah, I'm having to be a lot more ruthless than I was originally planning to be, just because I'm like, I do not have time to save everything. And also, you can't export more than 3 at a time. You can't delete more than like 5 at a time. You cannot use the scroll bar on the page. So trying to actually sort through it is just like, they've just made it to be like, how can we make this as difficult as possible? Originally, there was only 30 videos to a page. They did actually up that to 100, which would be nice if you could actually scroll on it. But yeah, it's been a task, that is for sure, to actually get through anything. It's 11:05, what's happening? I didn't start until like 10 past today, Ted, because I was a sleepy baby. Sleepy baby. Also, Gerry's clocked off. So maybe I should too. I don't actually know how the other yogs are handling it. It's not really come up, to be honest. But yeah, I know definitely Rav's had a lot more than I did. So I don't know, but I reckon a lot of them probably wouldn't have taken it on as a task themselves. I think they've probably got mods for that sort of thing. Whereas I don't like asking anyone to do anything. So I've taken it upon myself to do. But yeah. Or panic. Panic is also a valid option. Hello, Fifi. Okay. I reckon that I will head off now and try to face my day alone. As the neediest person in the world. Oh, should we go and see Claws? It's been a while. Oh my god, maybe I'll just sleep here. They're quite cozy. I've got my head on Coco, and it is nice. Can I summon a bunny before the end times? Okay. Fifi! Fifi! Hey, baby girl. How you doing? How's it going? Really? Just come over here to mess stuff up? I'm proud of you. You're full of chaos. Well, everyone, I won't be doing an afternoon stream, but hopefully I'll be around for a bun stream tomorrow, and we'll see how I slept on my own in a house where I get scared when I'm left on my own. We'll see how it goes. But I shall speak to you soon. Look after yourselves. Bye-bye for now. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, Fifi. Bye-bye. Oh. Where you going? Where you going? Bye-bye. Move. Fifi.